Hello, Fareeha reporting in for Tempo Storm, and welcome to the first in our How You Can Win series. Today, let's take a look at a hero that is for some very troublesome. Lots of people have trouble against him, especially when the player behind him is playing well. However, the way you respond and play against him can give the impression that he's much stronger than he actually is. Sure, Junkrat is in a very strong place right now, but there are ways you can play into him that will minimize his impact and optimize yours. Tip number 1. Fighting against a Junkrat in small spaces is pretty much the equivalent of this. It's not gonna go well for you. If you see a Junkrat in a small room, turn around and nope right out of there. While it may seem obvious, Junkrat's grenades are difficult to aim, but in tight corridors and rooms, he doesn't even need to. His shots are incredibly hard to avoid in such close quarters. All he has to do is land one grenade and he can instantly use Concussion Mine for an insta-kill on any squishy hero. You know this. Now make it a habit to never ever take a 1v1 with him in a super tight area unless you're tanky enough or know you can secure the kill very quickly. As a DPS, you have the option to pick your fights. Don't forget that. Only take fights against him when the odds are stacked in your favor. Do so out in the open or when you have the high ground over him, and things will look much better in that matchup for you. And this takes us to the second point. You have to outrange Junkrat. His grenades are easy to land when you're up in his face, but the further you are, the lower the chances that his shots will actually hurt you. Plus, his mines are fairly close range and are his most reliable source of DPS, so the more you avoid that, the better. This is the main reason why heroes that favor long ranges and distant positioning fare so well against Junkrat. Think heroes like Pharah and Widowmaker. Meanwhile, closer range heroes like Tracer and Doomfist really have trouble operating well against a good Junkrat. To outrange him, counterpick accordingly or play further back with mid-range heroes than you're used to avoid clumping up with your teammates and giving him easy kills. As soon as you get hit by him though, don't risk staying in that fight and backpedal or use your mobility immediately to create distance so he can't throw a mine at you and finish you off. But what if you're a short-range character? Say you're Tracer. Most of the time, save yourself the trouble and go for other targets. Avoid Junkrat. However, he is free game when you have a teammate, namely a tank, pushing him with you. Highly mobile, short-range heroes have one big advantage here. They can decide what fights they want to take against a Junkrat and when, and can easily chase him down when he double mines away in an attempt to escape. Now on to our third tip. Never attack slowly against him or you'll be walking right into his plans. Standing at the choke trying to poke against him is exactly the reason why that Junkrat has ult every 30 seconds. As a tank, you can control your team's movement or at the very least, facilitate it. Any lineup of tanks can work here, provided you move fast and move as a team. If you can't control how your team moves, at least try to enforce which general path they all take. Taking tight paths against a Junkrat is always horrible and will be severely punished. Instead of pushing top left in the corridors on Numani first point, push through the much safer road down the middle. Instead of going top right on Hanamura, go through main on point B. It seems simple, but so many people continue to attempt pushes through small corridors and are dumbfounded as to why Junkrat has ult every single fight. Lastly, if you're holding yourself back from taking him on in tight spaces and making quick, swift attacks, Junkrat should naturally be getting his ultimate much less than usual. However, when he does use Riptire, be sure to shoot it. Yes, it seems like an oversimplified tip, but way too many times I've seen low HP Riptires go off because teammates have just given up and accepted their own or their teammate's death. Also to note, good Junkrats will time their Riptire to go in as soon as a teamfight breaks out or is happening. So when you hear the ult begin, disengage to safety ASAP so you can focus on that one threat, killing the tire before it kills you, instead of getting overwhelmed by the threat of the enemy team and also the tire and not being able to defend against either. One last little thing to note, if Junkrat does try to ult in plain sight, shoot the tire first. The tire is stationary for a quick second during its cast time, and that's much easier to shoot than what it later becomes. A ball of death flying off of roofs and zipping through the air. Apply these 4 tips to your gameplay and you'll find yourself winning more and more against the onslaught of the spam meta. If you found this video helpful, be sure to like and subscribe for weekly Overwatch guides and discussions. And don't forget to check out the other content on this channel from some really awesome content creators. Have a good night and I will see you in the next one. Fareeha, signing off.